Welcome to the Psychology and Physical Training channel, Introduction to Social Learning Theory. Ever wondered why we often mirror the behavior of people around us? Well, this is where Albert Bandura's social learning theory comes into play. Bandura, a renowned psychologist, proposed this theory to explain how we learn from our social environment. He believed that our actions are not just a result of our innate instincts or conditioned responses, but rather a complex interplay of observation and imitation of others. Central to Bandura's theory is the concept of observational learning. It's the process where we learn by watching others, then imitating their actions. Imagine a child observing her mother making breakfast. The child watches, learns, and later attempts to make breakfast herself. That's observational learning in action. So why does this matter? Well, understanding the social learning theory can give us profound insights into human behavior. So let's dive deep into the world of social learning theory and its intriguing principles. Principle of observational learning. What happens when you observe someone doing something? You learn, right? That, in essence, is the principle of observational learning, a key component of Albert Bandura's social learning theory. Imagine a child watching their parent tie their shoelaces. The child observes the crossing of the laces, the loop, the tug, then they try it themselves. They might not get it right the first time, or even the second or third, but eventually, they master the art of shoelace tying. This is a prime example of observational learning in action. Or consider the experience of learning a new dance routine. You watch a video of the dance, paying close attention to the rhythm, the steps, and the movements. You repeat the routine again and again until you can move in sync with the music. Again, this is observational learning. Observational learning occurs in 4 stages. First, there's the attention stage, where we focus on the behavior we are observing. This is like the child watching their parent tie their shoelaces, or you watching the dance video. Next comes the retention stage, where we remember what we've observed. We store the information in our minds, ready to be accessed when needed. For example, the child remembering the sequence of crossing, looping, and tugging the laces. The third stage is reproduction, where we attempt to replicate the observed behavior. This is the child trying to tie their shoelaces, or you trying to dance along with the video. Finally, there's the motivation stage, where we need a reason to reproduce the behavior. Perhaps the child wants to tie their shoes so they can play outside, or you want to learn the dance for a party. What's interesting about observational learning is that it's happening all the time, often without us even realizing it. We're constantly observing and learning from our environment, absorbing new information, skills, and behaviors. Observational learning shows us that we are constantly learning from our environment, even when we don't realize it. Principle of reciprocal determinism. Does our environment shape us, or do we shape our environment? This question gets to the heart of the principle of reciprocal determinism, a key concept in Albert Bandura's social learning theory. Reciprocal determinism refers to the dynamic interplay between an individual's behavior, personal factors, and the environment. Think of these 3 elements as actors on a stage, each influencing and being influenced by the others in a continual dance of cause and effect. Let's break it down. First, we have individual behavior, the actions we choose to take. Then we have personal factors, which include our thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. Finally, we have the environment, the physical and social world that surrounds us. To understand this principle, imagine a person who decides to surround themselves with positive influences. This is a conscious choice, a behavior which is based on personal factors such as their belief in the power of positivity. As they interact more with these positive influences, their environment changes, and this new positive environment further reinforces their behavior, encouraging them to continue seeking out positive experiences and influences. But it's not a one-way street. The environment can also shape the individual. Perhaps our positive person encounters a series of negative experiences. This changes their environment, which in turn can impact their behavior and personal factors. They might start to question their belief in positivity, or they might double down and seek out even more positive experiences to counterbalance the negativity. This is the essence of reciprocal determinism, a constant back and forth, a mutual influence between individual and environment. It's a dance that shapes who we are and how we act. It's a principle that recognizes the complexity of human behavior, refusing to oversimplify it to a matter of nature versus nurture or individual versus environment. So, do we shape our environment, or does our environment shape us? The answer, according to Bandura's Reciprocal Determinism, is both. Reciprocal determinism illustrates the complex interplay between us and our environment. Self-system and self-efficacy. How much do you believe in your abilities to succeed? This question brings us to the intriguing concepts of self-system and self-efficacy, fundamental principles of Albert Bandura's social learning theory. The self-system is essentially our collection of self-beliefs, perceptions, and cognitions that guide our behaviors. It's like a personal compass, steering us through our daily interactions and decisions. On the other hand, self-efficacy refers to our confidence in our ability to perform tasks and achieve goals. Let's consider a simple example. Imagine you are learning to play a musical instrument. Your self-system might include beliefs about your musical abilities, your understanding of rhythm, or your passion for music. These beliefs influence how you approach the learning process. Your self-efficacy in this context is your confidence in your ability to learn the instrument. If you believe you can master it, you're likely to practice more diligently, persist through challenges, and ultimately perform better. But why does this matter? Well, these principles are not just about learning an instrument. They apply to all aspects of life. Your self-system and self-efficacy can influence your academic performance, your career advancement, even your relationships. If you believe you're a good communicator, you're more likely to engage in meaningful conversations. If you see yourself as a problem solver, you're more likely to tackle challenges head-on. However, it's crucial to remember that our self-beliefs are not always accurate. Sometimes they are influenced by past experiences, societal expectations, or even our fears. This is why it's important to reflect on our self-beliefs, challenge them, and cultivate a positive self-system and high self-efficacy. So to circle back to our opening question, how much do you believe in your abilities to succeed? The answer lies within your self-beliefs and your self-efficacy. Harness these and you're one step closer to success, whatever that may look like for you. Our self-beliefs and perceptions play a significant role in how we navigate our lives. Summary and conclusion. So what have we learned about social learning theory and its principles? We've delved into the fascinating realm of Albert Bandura's social learning theory, unearthing its core principles and their profound implications on understanding human behavior. We started with observational learning, the cornerstone of Bandura's theory. We learned that we are not passive recipients of information, but active participants in our own learning. Through observing others, we absorb new knowledge and skills, shaping our behavior and attitudes. This principle reminds us that learning is not confined to textbooks and classrooms, but happens every day, in every interaction we have. Next, we navigated the complex currents of reciprocal determinism. This principle illustrated the dynamic interplay between our behavior, personal factors, and the environment. We discovered that these three components continually influence each other, creating a cycle of mutual causation. This principle reminds us that our behavior doesn't exist in a vacuum, but is constantly shaped and reshaped by the world around us. Then, we explored the self-system and self-efficacy, two integral components of Bandura's theory. The self-system refers to our cognitive processes that evaluate and interpret our experiences, while self-efficacy speaks to our belief in our abilities to influence events in our lives. These principles remind us that our self-perceptions and beliefs about our capabilities can significantly impact our behavior. Through these principles, Bandura's social learning theory provides a holistic perspective on human behavior. It underscores the importance of observation, the influence of personal and environmental factors, and the power of self-belief. It's a reminder that we are not merely products of our environment, but active agents in our own learning and development. As we navigate through life, let's remember these principles. Let's recognize the power of observation in our learning, the impact of our environment and personal factors on our behavior, and the potency of our self-belief. Next time you find yourself imitating someone, remember, it's the social learning theory at work. And if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe and follow the Psychology and Physical Training channel for more videos. Thanks for watching.